Good morning. Welcome to today's circuit core class. I'm very excited to be here with you today. We've got a great class. We've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 efforts today, each of which are going to include the right and the left side, so effectively 10. We're going to be running through our circuit 3 times. After that, we're going to move into our core portion of class where we're going to be running through that as well 3 times. We are going to need just our dumbbells today. Make sure you have water. And of course, the most important part is to make sure you have a smile on your face, because that really does help. Make sure you have no trip hazards around you. And let's get started with some marches. So warm up just to get us ready mentally and physically. Get the blood flowing, get the heart pumping, and getting ourselves ready for our effort today. As with any workout that you do, whether with me or with someone else or on your own, make sure you meet your body where you are at this very moment. There's no pressure to do anything that does not work for you. Beautiful. Nice job. Let's stay here. Let's lift those knees up a little higher. Let's walk it out a little more. Beautiful. Nice job. All right, we are going to take some step outs with some arm reaches. So modified jumping jack in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Land those feet, step and reach. Nice job. Beautiful. Excellent, looking great. Find your rhythm. Great job. That's it. Nice job. You got it. Well done. We got 10 more seconds here. We're going to go back to marching. We're going to pick up that tempo in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to marching. Here we go. Nice job. You can stay here. If you want to jog, that is entirely up to you. I'm going to stay here for this round. I'll go into a jog after. Beautiful. We're going to go back into those modified jumping jacks in 15 seconds. Move through those arms, lift up those knees. I want you to use that core. Stay tall, shoulders pull back. Nice job. Stay with me for 4, 3, 2, 1. Land those feet. Let's do it again. Nice job. Nice little bend in the knee, little reach and tap with the toe. Arms are extended as high as feels comfortable. Beautiful. Excellent. Maybe some feeling a little change in the breath here. Stay with me for 10. Excellent. Looking fabulous. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. March it out. I'm going to take it into a jog in 3, 2, 1. Come along if you want, or march it out. Whatever feels good for you. Fantastic. Beautiful. Can already feel my breath changing a little. Excellent. Looking great. We got it. 15 more seconds here. We're going to finish up with our last jumping jack modification. Maybe we pick up tempo. Maybe we go into a full jumping jack. It's entirely up to you. Stay with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Land those feet. Nice job. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Beautiful. All right. Nice job. Great. I'm going to come with you into some jumping jacks for the last 10. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. March it out. Whew. Nice job, everyone. Beautiful. All right. Stay here for marching for 10. We're going to bring it into a wide stance, kind of like a sumo squat position. We're going to do a little pull in with a little butt kick in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up those feet. Here we go. We're going to pull it in and kick. Pull it in and kick. Pull and kick. Pull and kick. That's it. Little bend, a little hinging from those knees. Beautiful. Nice regular tempo here. We're going to pick it up a little bit. Land those feet. Kick that bum. That's it. Nice job. Shoulders pull in. Want some dynamic energy here. I want you feeling those muscles working, those arms and legs. We're going to pick up the tempo. Let's get ready. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Pick it up. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes. Excellent. Have some fun with it. Good. 15 seconds. Nice job. Excellent. Almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. March it out. Nice job. Fantastic. Excellent. We're going to get ready to go into some squats next. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Land those feet. Here we go. Down and lift. Down and lift. Make sure you're pressing into the heels, getting those quads nice and fired up. Pull up those knees. Engage through the glutes. Tall back. Shoulders square. Nice job. Knees behind toes. I want you energizing through the quadriceps here. Beautiful. You got it. Fantastic. 15 more seconds to go. Beautiful. Hopefully feeling nice and warm here. Starting to get that heat building. Make sure you got everything nice and solid, really grounded here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax those arms. Take a nice inhale, reach them up overhead. As you exhale, reach those fingers away from the body, set them about a strong T, march it out, and arm circles. Nice job. Whew. Good. Fantastic. 10 more seconds in this direction. We're going to take it in the opposite direction in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Medium size maybe, or small, whatever feels good, or even large, whatever feels right for you. Good job. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest those arms, shake it off. Nice job. Hopefully you're feeling a little warmer, ready to go into our first round for our efforts today. So we are going to start with a cross tap. So we're going to tap and cross, tap and cross. Using weights, remember you're going to be holding up that weight, so it's going to be putting a lot of endurance work on the shoulders. So if you go in too heavy, it's going to feel a little fatiguing. So I would go into a moderate resistance here, even a low resistance first round, see how it feels. We're going to do right side only. So right arm above left. You're going to bend into the knees. As we're going to tap, we're going to cross back through center, cross back through center. Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Good. I'm taking a little tempo today. Again, totally up to you. Maybe you want to slow things down a little bit. Maybe you want to even pick things up a bit. Really up to you. Find what works for you. Bring those shoulder blades back. Elbows reach to the sides. Beautiful. 20 in, 25 to go. Nice job. I got a really good grounding of my left leg here. Elbows high. Shoulders are not reaching towards my ears. Keeping those abs pulled in. Nice job. 10 more seconds to go. You got it. Beautiful. That's it. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Take a 15-second break. Well done. So if these at all get too heavy and your arms are starting to fatigue, take a break, come back into them, maybe even release the weights and just do this body weight. All right, here we go in 5, 4. This time, left arm up, right arm down. 2, 1, here we go. Bend into that right knee, nice and tall. Shoulder blades kick back. Get some good chest work here too, as well as some trap work. We're pulling back, shoulder blades are coming towards center. We're working those traps. Beautiful. 20 seconds in already, 25 to go. Whoo, nice job. Beautiful. That's it. We got 15 seconds. Keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Take a break. Whoo. All right. Well done. All righty. So we're going to take it into a row with a reach, a hip extension. So the first round we're going to take is going to be a wide row. So shoulders are going to pull back. We're going to lengthen into a semi-bent over position. Tailbone maybe slightly turned under if you feel you're arching through your low back. So pull up to your belly, tuck your tail slightly, back is long. As we're going to kick back with that right leg, we're going to come into a wide row. So you'll notice my elbows are out here. We're going to be pulling back, doing a little bit of back work as well. Hip extension, getting those glutes nice and fired up and the hip nice and open. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Abs pull in. Here we go. Right leg only. Balancing one more time again on that left leg. So we're getting some good balance work here. Pull those elbows back. That's it. Nice job. Open that chest. Yes, you got it. Nice. Beautiful. 20 in already. 25 to go. Beautiful. Again, you want a little bit more dynamic movement today. Maybe you want to focus on a bit more mobility and stability. So maybe you're going to let go of those weights. Maybe you're working on strength and you want to focus on really changing that weight up. Maybe focus on cardio. You're going to pick up the tempo. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Fantastic. I don't know about you, but I got a lot of glute work in that balancing leg as well. All right, so the next side we're going to do, we're going to be pulling in. Elbows are going to be pulling in closer to center. So we're going to be finding that nice little tucking in of the elbows towards the ribs. This time, left side, bending into the knees, lengthening through the back. 3, 2, 1. Pull it back to center. Nice job. Now, if you're looking for cardio strength and mobility, I think we hit a lot of these points here. So maybe with the cardio portion, you're picking up a little bit of that tempo. Maybe for strength, you're adding a little bit more resistance. We hit all those points here. Good job. Good. 15 seconds. Beautiful. 10. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Rest. Fantastic. Excellent job. Well done. Alrighty. So next, we're going to be taking this into a sumo squat with a shoulder press. So we're going to be working a little combination work again, upper body and lower body. Sumo squats. When you look down at your feet, you want to make sure your heels are aligned with one another. Feet are externally, hips are externally rotated because you've turned your feet out. When you're going to open up, you're going to stay wide through the inner thighs. Knees are going to track nicely with the 2 big toes. Make sure you take a look so that everything's nicely aligned. I can't stress it enough. Abs are pulled in. You're not arching through the low back. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to bring our arms up to 90 degrees, bend into the knees. As we're going to press up, we're going to press that one arm up and then back down. Just one arm. Second round, we're going in for that second side. Now let's just say your left arm, I've got my right arm here doing work, whatever arm you've got doing work. The other arm is just holding that endurance here. Great work on that opposite arm, but if you need to take a break, you know you have that option. Make sure you're not popping through those ribs. Nice and tall through the body, pull up through those quads. Looking great. Good job. 15 seconds left. Pull those inner thighs towards center. Imagine you're crinkling that mat beneath you. Whew. 5, 4. Watch your wrists here. 3, 2, 1. And rest. Nice job. Fantastic. Whew. Shake it off. Good. So other side. Again, you can always set that arm down if you need a break, or keep it up and take a break halfway through. Whatever you need, take it. All right, here we go. Bring those arms up 90 degrees. Cactus those arms down. 3, 2, 1. This time, opposite arm rests. And this time, we've got some good energy through. In my case, I got my left arm. I always start with my right and then I go to my left. So if you're ever wondering which side I'm on, the second side's always the left side. Nice job. Already 25 in, 20 to go. Keep that arm 90 degrees here. Good, 15 seconds. Yes, come on, breathe. 12. I know, I'm feeling it with you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, rest. Whoo, fantastic, well done. Beautiful. All right, now let's go ahead and we're gonna take this down to the floor. So let's go ahead and bring ourselves down to the floor for some glute bridges. So we're gonna be doing an all the way up and a halfway down. If you're dealing with any sort of low back issues, maybe you wanna stay standing and do a glute kickback, maybe alternating glute kickbacks if coming down on the floor doesn't feel good for you. If we're coming down, make sure your feet are hip distance apart. You have the option to add some weight to the pelvis if you want a little extra oomph. You don't have to take it, but if you do add and put a dumbbell here, make sure you're holding on to it. That's very, very important. All right, feet are gonna be facing forward, hip, knee, ankles are aligned. Hands rest down to the floor if you're not using a weight. Shoulders and clavicles are wide. Energize through the heels, energize through the glutes, start to lift. We're lifting all the way up, halfway down. All the way up. Now I want you to focus here on glutes, hamstrings, and abdominals. This is not a back exercise. It does strengthen the back of our body, but we're really gonna focus on those prime movers to lift us up here. So being careful that you're not hyperextending through the pelvis. You kind of get to that point where your shoulder to knee is one long line. That's good engagement, really nice engagement through the glutes here. And hamstrings, of course, are gonna be doing a lot of work. Core is gonna help really facilitate the control. So use that core to the best of its abilities. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that sacrum down. Nice job. Bring those knees in towards your chest and just give yourself a little hug here. Maybe rock your body side to side. Great job, team. That was our circuit for today. So it's about 12 minutes long. So we've got 2 more rounds to go. Then we're going to come right into our core portion of class. So we're going to bang that out, 45 on, 15 seconds off. You know what's coming up now, so make any modifications that you feel necessary for your body. And then we will just bang this out and get it done. Get some good time to stretch at the end, and then just start our day. Or continue on with our day. All right, so we're back to those cross steps. Right arm above left. We're gonna pull it back as we step. Maybe you take on a little bit more tempo. Maybe you take on a little bit more weight. Maybe not. You choose what works best. All right, shoulders back. Knees are gonna bend in. Arms are gonna hold like a genie. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Right leg only. Beautiful. Left knee stays bent. Elbows pull back. Shoulders pull back towards center. Abs pull in. So much to think about, I know, but the more we bring that awareness to our body, the more we start to unconsciously do it without even thinking about it, right? You guys have been training with me for a really long time, so I think a lot of you are already used to that and are doing it already automatically. But you know what? Sometimes I even forget, and I have to remind myself. So sometimes I just say it for my own, for my own benefit. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Fantastic. Somebody was telling me yesterday, you know, I always forget to think about my abdominals. I'm like, you and me both. All right, 5 seconds. Left arm down, right arm, left arm up, right arm down. 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees. So I don't want you long here. I want a little bend in that knee. I want that hip to be kicked back. So when I'm bending my knees here, I'm making sure I'm in that kind of semi-squat position. Be really careful not to bring that knee past my toes. Nice job. A little dynamic stretching here going on too. 20 seconds, come on. We got this. That's it. Good job. Beautiful. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice job. Whoo, beautiful. All right, well done. So I think I said that there was 10 exercises. I knocked one off just because I think time-wise we're going to be running a little short. So this is going to be perfect for time. So we're back into those rows, wide rows with our step backs. Thinking again, a little bit more traps on this one again. All right, back as well. All right, here we go. Shoulders pull back, bend into the knees. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Row and row. Beautiful. And a little bit of balance again. So on Sunday, we were flying back from San Francisco, and I had downloaded a ton of the Great Britain baking show, the Greatest British Baking Show. I know I'm butchering that name. I watched about 6 hours worth because we were delayed by about 6 hours on our flight. So what am I doing at night now? I'm watching this show undisturbed because I tell my kids, don't bother me. I got to find out who wins. 3, 2, 1. I'll tell you, watching those shows at night, not good, right? Right? How many times do I think I'm like, am I going to go to that cupboard? I don't know. I want to. But I know, Lydia, you're an incredible baker, so I bet you watched that show a few times. yeah. All right, so we're gonna pull it in close to our elbows close to ribs. We're gonna hug it in this time. 3, 2, 1, kick it back. And I have to tell you, it's such an inspiring show because you have these amateur bakers who've just been doing it at home, taking themselves out of their comfort zone, putting themselves on TV, putting themselves open to, of course, constructive criticism or criticism from the judges, and I think to myself, putting yourself out there is a big, big challenge, and it takes a lot of courage. And I think of us. I think of when we show up to our mat, it takes courage. It takes strength. It takes determination, commitment. I saw a lot of that in us in that show. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Nice job. Now, we're not putting anything to ovens or mixing anything, but we are certainly creating some heat. Our kitchen's just a little different. All right, open up wide. Start with those cactus arms. Start here, right arm first. We're gonna bend into the knees. Establish your beginning space. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Right arm only, press it up. So make sure when you're pressing up, you're not reaching with that shoulder towards the ear. Just keep the elbow wide. Left arm, holding nice and tight in that endurance effort here. 20 in, 25 to go. Squeezing through those inner thighs and glutes. Beautiful. That's it, nice job. That's it, keep going. Oh yeah, here we go. 15, almost. That's it, nice job. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo, nice job. Beautiful. So we're getting some good shoulder work in there, but we're also working our lats as well. I mean, there's a lot going on that effort. So we got legs, we got lats, we got shoulders. Here we go, bring those arms up. Here we go, bend into those knees, open up through the heart. 3, 2, 1, left side only. Beautiful. Stay wide through those knees. I don't want you collapsing in there. You don't want any internal rotation of those knee joints. So promise me, when you're home, stay as wide, as connected to those knees so that they're landing where they need to land. Nice job. We are almost there. Come on. Come on. Stay with me. 20. I know. Come on. Come on. 15. Breathe in, breathe out. You've got this. I know you do. That's it. 12. 10. Stay with me. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Well done. Ha. Now, That was a nice challenge. Fantastic. All right, so we're done with that part. We're going to come down for our glute bridges. Now this round, I'm going to take some weights. I'm going to add a little bit of challenge to this effort. Now let's say at home, you're not comfortable using weights. Let me give you an alternative option. The alternative option is actually to use an elastic band to create a little bit of resistance. So this is, of course, maybe if you've got your band in another space, so it might not be good for today. But if you do ever get invited to try something like this, using a band and setting it at the side is going to add that resistance without having to actually worry about the dumbbell. So that's a great alternative and perhaps even safer. So if I'm going to use a dumbbell, I'm going to hold on to it really tight. I'm going to set it at my pelvis. So I'm being very, very careful. Feet are hip distance apart. Hold on to that weight if you're using it. 3, 2, 1, lift. Make sure you're really connected here to the glutes, especially if you've got some weight on there. We're not powering through with the back. We're keeping the head gazing up towards the sky, so not forward. Nice job. Press equally into the feet. That, to me, is a challenge in itself because I tend to favor one side over the other, and I'm working so hard at that. And it still amazes me how I tend to still turn over to one side, even standing. I noticed it a couple of days ago. Good job. 15 seconds. I lean in on one side more than the other. Good job. Keep going. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Well done. All right, set those weights off if you're using them. Take a little knee to chest hug if you want one. Oh, fantastic. Well done, everyone. All right, we got one more round. Then we're going to take this into the core portion of our class. We're actually doing really well on time. So you have a little extra time in core and a little extra time for some stretching today. What a treat. All right, let's take 30 more seconds. Let's get ourselves calibrated, get some water, towel off, whatever you need to do. Turned on the heat for the first time this week. And I was like, it gets really hot in the studio. So I have to turn it off before classes because otherwise I might pass out. All right, so we're back to those taps with rows. I know a lot of upper body today, a lot of shoulder work. So we're going to do some shoulder stretches before we finish off today to kind of loosen things up a bit. So starting with that right arm high, left arm below, knees bent. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Last round. Good job. Nice job. Find that rhythm. Try to keep those elbows level with the shoulders. Bring those shoulder blades back towards center. Get those upper to mid traps working. Nice job. Beautiful. Almost there, about 13 seconds out. Fantastic. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Rest. Shake that off. Woo! Beautiful. All right, let's get ready. 7 seconds. We're going to get into that other side. Left arm up, right arm down. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Beautiful. That's it. Beautiful. Excellent. 15 in, 30 to go. I know. Such a simple movement that if you've ever done aerobics, you've done this, right? Adding weights just changes it completely. But we're getting ourselves strong. We're going to breathe through it. We got 10 seconds left. We're there. 7 seconds left. That's it. Good job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Nice job. Fantastic. Well done. Let's just shake that off a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm laughing because I got a very funny reaction from Ludia. She wasn't quite sending me daggers from her eyes, but the thought may have gone through her mind. That's okay. All right. All right, we're going to do our wide rows with our step backs. We're almost there. We're almost there, right? Okay, breathe into it. 3, 2, shoulders back, backs long. 3, 2, 1, right side only, wide row. Good. Jean's got a camera off, so I don't know if she's sending me any sort of daggers. If you are, it's okay. I got a good shield. It's actually the shield of love because I'm sending this and offering all of this today with lots of love. Good, 20 seconds, let's go. Know that it always comes from a good space. Good job. 13, come on team. I know, 10, 9, 8, that's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Whoo! Well done. Shake it off. Oh, all right. 6 seconds. Let's do this. Single elbows, not single, elbows close. Hug him into the ribs. 3, 2, 1. Left side only. Beautiful. Wide through the heart. Looking great. Got it. Nice job. 15 in, 30 to go. Come on, team. We got this. Baby, this is what you came for. Yes, come on. 20 seconds. Keep it going. 15. That's it. 10, 9. You can drop the mic after this. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Well done. Well done. Oh. Now, I wish I could say to you that we're done, but we don't forget, we have those shoulder presses with sumos. I know. I just saw Ludia adjusting her camera. I think she thought we were coming to the floor. Yes, I think that's what she thought. Sorry. All right. Let's bring it up. Right side only. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. See, if you laugh, I'm telling you, I promise you, it just makes things better. Don't take it too seriously. It's only exercise. 20, go. Come on, 20 seconds in. You are so strong, ladies. We got this. Come on, nice and strong. Finish it up. Woo! 15. Yes, that's where we're at. That's what we got left. Good. 10. Yes. Good job. 6. Whoo. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There you go. There you go. Knocking it out of the park. All right. So, do you have it? You do, eh? Yeah. Okay. All right. I know you do. All right. Let's do it. We all have it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Come on. It's not about perfection. It's about progression, right? We come every week. We show up. We show up to do our best. And each time we do, we grow stronger and stronger. Not just physically. That's only one side effect. We go stronger in our minds. We remember these efforts. When we're done, we feel great because we finished it. 15 seconds. I want you to celebrate yourself because you're going to finish this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. There you go. Yes, that was a superstar moment. We did it. Yes. Good job. Now we can come down to the floor. All right, we have one more effort here with our bridges. Again, coming down to the floor and doing these doesn't work. You are absolutely welcome to do these standing as a glute kickback. So same glute muscle group. I'm losing my tongue. Same group of muscles we're working, whether you're standing or on the ground. So whatever feels best for you. All right, whether you take a weight or not, it's up to you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All the way up, halfway down, all the way up, halfway down. Press into those feet. Now, if you've got your toes desiring to come up off the floor, super glue them there. Don't let them go up. I want you to stay nice and grounded. Feel the ball of the feet. Feel the heel. Lift that pelvis. Energize through the glutes and through the hamstrings and the core. Beautiful. 15 seconds left. You got it. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You did it. Nice job. Beautiful. Set that weight off to the side. This is a celebratory moment. Yay! Yes, there she is. That's it. I know Jean's like, yes, 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 we're done. All right, almost. We got some core left to do. All right, ladies, let's go ahead. Set our hands to the side. I was going up over my head, but we're going to set our hands to the side. All right, I want your spine to be nice and neutral. We're going to take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, empty out that belly, use the core, lift the legs up towards 90 degrees. We're going to inhale to lower our right foot halfway down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Stay nicely connected to the abdominals here. Now, I want you to focus on core here. This might seem like a lot of work in the hip flexors, but I want you to divert that attention from the hips to the core. I want you to imagine you got a string from that low abdominal area to your knee. And from there, you're controlling the lower and the lifting. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Good job. Stay with me here for 10 more seconds. We're going to double lower it for 15. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Both legs come up towards 90 degrees. Inhale halfway. Exhale, lift all the way back to 90. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. Rest your feet. Excellent job. Well done. Beautiful. Hands behind the head. Interlace those fingers. Spread the blades out underneath you. Lift your chin. Inhale, lift the head. Pull the neck away from the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good. Try not to jut that chin forward. Try to keep the head in alignment with the rest of the spine so it's not actually moving. The core is facilitating this lift. You're just kind of following along here. Beautiful. Good. Now maybe you stay here, or maybe you add a little component. Lift the legs for 15 seconds here. Up to you. This does not feel good on your back. Keep your feet down. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest your feet down. Excellent job. Well done. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go into bicycles. 90-degree angle with those feet. 3, 2, 1. Lift and rotate. Steady state here. Don't rush it. We're going to change the relationship of our legs for the last 15 seconds. We're going to scissor the legs. If you want to take it, you can. If you want to leave it, you can. You can continue with this option of extending the legs out. In 12 seconds, we're going to bring those legs up if you want to and scissor the feet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those legs. Alternate. Scissor the legs. As you're alternating, you're lengthening out. Again, optional. I love to give options because sometimes it's fun to change things up. Good. I'm not going down too low. Keeping my core nice and engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest it back down. Woo! Nice job. Beautiful. Fabulous. All right, let's bring it back to our toe taps. Clavicles wide. Whew, beautiful. All right, take a nice big inhale to the belly. On your exhale, lift the legs. Beautiful. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. I'm going to take a little bit more tempo. Still very much controlled. Precision of breath, precision of movement, concentration. Beautiful. This is very important to really focus on that core. Beautiful. Let's, the next time we bring our legs back through center, hold them here for a second, and then let's lower both legs down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Maybe you're starting to feel that low ab area here, really firing up. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Set those feet down. Take a little wiggle. Nice job. Beautiful. All right, let's go into our crunches here next. So either feet down to the floor, maybe legs up to 90, whatever feels best for you. Here we go. Inhale, lift the back of the neck, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower. Make sure you're not tipping into that low back. Keep your pelvis as neutral as possible. So remember what happens when you tilt that low back down to the floor. You're tilting your pelvis. You're helping aid the core create this flexion. The more neutral you are with your pelvis, the more stable you're going to build those muscles around the pelvis so that your pelvis is nice in its natural neutral space. All right, let's go ahead and bring our legs up if you want to. Beautiful. Again, optional, totally up to you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice job. Totally different sensation. I feel such a difference when I go from my feet flat to my legs lifted. Really does turn on those abs in a different way. All right, bicycles. Bring those legs up. Here we go. Remember, you're not rocking like a boat here. I want you to stay nice and grounded through the sacrum. No shifting of weight side to side. So imagine everything from the belly button down to the tailbone is super glued to the floor. So you're really just helping work that oblique section of the body. 10 seconds left. We're going to bring those legs up and scissor them if you want to. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Legs lift and lower. Kick those legs. Swim them out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're there. 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Oh. Oh, if your legs don't fully extend, that's okay. I had a bend in my knee as well. All right, let's take a little 5-second break here. All right, we got one more round, and then we're going to rest, and we're going to finish up with some stretches. So hands resting at the side. We've got about 135 seconds left. That's it. Then we're done. All right, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Press the shoulder blades back, wide through the clavicles. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. That's it. Beautiful. Stay with me. 10 more seconds here. We're going to take it to that double lower and lift. Again, optional. You feel like this is a better suit for you. You know I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lower lift. Double. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest those feet. You got it. Nice job. Wiggle, wiggle. Beautiful. Well done. All right. Hands behind the head. Getting ready for those crunches. Interlace the fingers wide through the heart if you want. Elbows can come in if you want. That feels better for you. Lift the head. Lengthen the back of the neck away from the shoulders. Exhale. Here we go. Peel those shoulder blades off the ground. Don't strain through the neck. It's really a function of teaching our bodies. It took me a long time to do upper core work without training my neck to want to come into the party. It is a process that takes some time, but once you get it, you can't go back. All right, bring the legs up if you want. Focus on the core. Now, maybe you bring the legs up and they're not fully extended. Maybe they're at a 90-degree angle. That's totally cool too. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice job. Beautiful. Rest. Fantastic, everyone. Good job. Guess what? We got 45 seconds left. That's it. We're done. All right. Bring those legs up to 90. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bicycles. Last one. You're riding yourself out to the sunset here, or the sunrise in our case. All right, good job. Beautiful. 15 seconds in, 15 to go before we take it into those scissors. That's it. Lift that chest towards the thigh. 6. We're going to take those legs up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Beautiful. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You got it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whoa. Yes. Hello, abdominals. Hey, what a great day we've started off with. Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic. All right, let's just stay here for a second because I think we deserve it. Bring our knees in towards our chest. Give our low back. Create a little space. Give that wiggle room. Press that tailbone down away from the upper body. Shoulders roll back. Beautiful. Maybe you rest the hands on the front of the knees. Let's do a little rotation through the hips here. Maybe open the knees in opposite directions. Beautiful. If you missed my psoas release class yesterday, it was a special workshop class that I've been doing. I got one more left. I can't recall the date right now, but if you've got some tight hips, I really encourage you to take that class. I did it yesterday with everyone. Normally the last part of the class, I kind of guide people through it because it's called the psoas shake that we do at the end. And I woke up this morning and I felt so different in my right hip. It felt so great. It felt so much more loose and so much more fluid. So I really encourage you, if you have the time, to take that class because it was really, really good. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and reverse the direction. I'm biased, of course, but I think most people really benefit from that, especially if we've got jobs that require sitting a lot, or even if we're just working a lot, walking a lot. Nice job. Terrific. Let's go ahead and let's bring our knees in towards our chest. And let's take our left knee in towards our heart and extend our right leg. Now, I want you to imagine your leg is going up to the sky, and then keep it lengthening as you reach down with that right leg to the base of your mat. It's going to just invite a little opening through the hip. Keep the left knee in towards your heart. Now, with that right leg extended, take the right hand to the outer edge of the left knee. Pull, use your core, lift up and twist towards your midline. And to give your IT band, your glutes, a little stretch. Shoulder blades are down to the ground as much as possible. Maybe that left one wants to lift a little bit. Remember, keep your core pulled in, hips stack on top of one another. Very important because our lumbar area doesn't rotate really very minimally. So it's not there. It's important that we keep that area nice and stable. So when you think of twists, we want to bring that pelvis with us. We're not going to keep our left hip back and our right hip forward. We want to just try to stack the hip bones. Try to just relax into the space. Let that left leg kind of drift down. Beautiful. Now, using the outer edges of the legs, use the muscles to come back through center. Use your core, come back through center. Nice job. Keep that left knee in towards the chest. Bring the right knee into a bent knee position. Cross the left over the right. And let's draw that right thigh in towards center, interlacing the fingers perhaps behind the thigh. Nice stretch in the back of the leg here. Nice hip opener as well. Terrific. Go ahead and set that right foot down. Unwind your left from your right. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. Interlace the fingers. If that doesn't feel accessible, take those hands behind the thighs. Take the left leg up to the sky. I want you to reach as if you're touching the sun, and then pull that left leg long all the way to the base of your mat. So you're really inviting a nice opening through the hip here. As your right thigh comes in, just try to give it a nice little hug, opening up the hip. And then from here, let that right leg kind of come about hip height, extend the right arm and twist over towards the left. Pull up through that hip, twist over to the left, use the core. So here we're getting an upper thoracic rotation. So the upper part of our spine. We're getting a nice little glute stretch, a little bit of an IT band stretch too. I can feel the straighten down the side of my leg. Don't feel like you have to press that top leg down. Just let it find its own rhythm here, find its own space. And kind of think of stretching as an opportunity to explore. So you might come into it in one position. As you kind of settle in, it kind of like a good cake, using the greatest, why am I forgetting the name of the song? The British Greatest Baking Show. I've seen a lot of cakes settle in really nicely. So that's what I want to think about our body, is just settling in really nicely. All right, pull back through center, use the core. Bring that right knee in towards your chest, take the left foot down, cross the right over the left, open up that hip. Set your sacrum down, bring the left thigh in towards the chest. So for some, lifting the left leg or bringing the leg towards the heart may not feel great on the upper body because you might feel like you've got a strain. Maybe just crossing the leg in that figure four and maybe gently guiding the knee open may be just that right amount. So don't feel like you have to bring that left leg up. Terrific. Go ahead and set that left foot down. Let's take the feet wide to be about as wide as the mat, and just gently windshield wiper the knees in and out. Just kind of spreading the low back out, just creating a little bit of movement in the thighs and the hips. Just gently creating some movement here. Wonderful. Great, let's go ahead and bring ourselves up to a seated position. So however you do that, maybe you roll onto one side. I'm gonna adjust my hair a little bit. I think got a little bit of bedhead going on here. And we're gonna come into a Batakanasana, into a butterfly pose. One of my most favorite of all time stretches for the inner thighs, for the hips, even for the low back. I always tend to feel a little bit of that low back lengthening. So soles of the feet come together, knees are wide. You can always do a half butterfly if coming in with both legs feels like it's too much. So from here, maybe hooking onto your ankles, shoulders roll back nice and tall through the spine. We're going to go ahead and, if you want, bend into those elbows and lean forward. Taking the hips wide, feel free to explore what feels best for you. And I want you just to breathe in peace and breathe out release. So just take this opportunity to connect to the breath. Find that space of stillness from within. That's wonderful, beautiful. Let's slowly make our way all the way up to stand seated. Draw the knees towards center, extend the legs out long. So from here, we're going to give our hamstrings and the back of our legs a nice little stretch. So inhale, sweep those arms up as if you want to be picked up. From here, go ahead and settle down forward. Toes, maybe you touch them, maybe you don't. This can be an active pose. This can be very, very I don't want to say non-active, but kind of release, if you will. So feel free to kind of allow your body to come forward. If you're looking for more of an active stretch, maybe you're going to flex in through the feet a little more. Maybe you're going to lengthen through the spine a little bit more. Just find that breath, breathing in and breathing out. Fabulous. And then we'll slowly make our way back towards center, restack the spine. Now, as slowly as can, let's bring ourselves up to a standing position. Make sure that you don't rush up from low to high. We've been on the floor for a bit, so we want to just be careful for that. All right, let's go ahead and give our shoulders a little stretch. So let's take the arms out to a T, turn the palms out, and let's open up. Now, before you press your hands into an interlacing position, draw the hands back as if you're just opening up through the heart space. Press the shoulder blades down and away from the ears. Open up through the chest. Find that opening through the front of the shoulders. Beautiful. Now from here, if you want to, interlace the fingers, keep the chest open, press the hands away from the body, drop the shoulders. Just allow yourself to expand through the shoulders, through the chest. Maybe you find your hands still reaching without interlacing. That's absolutely fine. So whatever feels right for you. Beautiful. Nice job. Then go ahead and release, come back through center. We're going to take that right hand across our chest, left hand hooks on, shoulder drops. Great deltoid stretch here. So if your shoulders are feeling a little worked tomorrow or today, go back to this at some point during the day, back to those chest expansions. We did a lot of upper body today, so definitely going to maybe feel a little bit of that DOMS, that delayed onset muscle soreness. Again, that's okay. There's no problems with that, as long as you don't have pain. Make sure you also hydrate. That's really important to stay nice and hydrated, especially with the temperature changing. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Other side, crosses over, hook on. Fantastic. All right, let's unwind. Beautiful. And shake it off. Let's go ahead and do some couple of shoulder rolls here, forward to back. Beautiful. Giving the upper traps and the shoulders a little bit of movement, a little bit of release. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and reverse directions, other way. Fantastic. Oh, that just feels so liberating. Excellent. Good. And then let's come back towards center, restack those shoulders back to neutral. Let's go ahead and take a nice big inhale. We're going to extend the arms overhead. So breathe in. Take that right wrist and lean over towards the left. Try not to kick the hips out. Try to keep the hips nice and neutral and the spine long, and then gently come into that lateral bend. Sometimes we try to facilitate a deeper bend by kicking the hip out, but we want to stay tall and give the shoulders and the ribs every opportunity to expand. Terrific. Make your way back through center, other side. So actually quite an energizing pose too, because it really, if you think of when you wake up, it's the first thing I do in the morning, just stretch it out, just kind of get the wiggles out. If you're feeling ever a little tired, this is a great way to kind of energize through the body. Great. Go back through center, release the arms all the way down to the side. Nice job. Let's go ahead and take our inhale and exhale to close today off with the biggest and the most proudest exhale that we can muster up. Inhale, bend the knees. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Palms pressed together. Exhale, release. And give yourself a huge round of applause. I am so, so proud of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully again next week. I have circuits yoga tomorrow if you are free. And otherwise, I'll see you again at some point. From my heart to yours, thank you all. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.